My name is Yepoka Yeebo, and I'm a freelance journalist working in Accra, Ghana. So apparently, for over a decade, there was a fake American embassy here. They issued real visas and fake ones, allegedly for $6,000 a pop. They were busted by Accra's police force last year, and the US State Department did a massive press release about it, which made the news. But the details were so outlandish and so spare that a lot of Ghanaian officials I spoke to this year didn't think it had happened. They were absolutely sure it was a hoax. This is outlandish even for Ghana. They had questions about the fact that this went undetected apparently for 13 years. They wanted to know who had $6,000 to spend on a fake visa. They were wondering how it is that Accra's police force only arrested 3 people. The real US Embassy in Accra is a heavily fortified compound in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the city. The fake US Embassy is a decrepit pink building in Accra, which is a semi-industrial area in Accra. It's surrounded by factories and massive desolate stretches of highway. It does not look like an embassy. Which brings me to what I think is actually happening here. So you got to understand that in Ghana, it's almost impossible to get a US visa. I think 60% of applications are rejected outright. So people do incredible things to be able to leave. So these people were going to this fake embassy to be provided not just with plausible looking visas, but with bank statements, school certificates, letters stating that they worked for big multinational corporations, so they can then go to another embassy and pretend to be middle-class Ghanaians with money and connections who could travel out of the country and be relied upon to come back and not try to live as illegal immigrants. Plausible looking visas, but with bank statements, school certificates, letters stating that they worked for big multinational corporations, so they can then go to another embassy and pretend to be middle-class Ghanaians with money and connections who could travel out of the country and be relied upon to come back and not try to live as illegal immigrants. So Accra's police force raided this operation and apparently arrested just 3 men. I sat in on a pre-trial hearing for the men, which lasted all of 10 minutes. The police prosecutor and the docket, like the single physical paper docket containing the entire case, had not turned up, and apparently they were back at police headquarters for further investigation. But even the 3 men's lawyer hadn't turned up, which suggested that nobody was taking this spectacularly seriously. And everybody just kind of stood there for 5 minutes trying to figure out what was going on before a policeman informed the judge that the docket was back at headquarters for further investigation. So the judge adjourned the case, and the 3 men just kind of booked it out of the courtroom. But what really struck me was that as soon as they got outside, they were glad-handling police officers. It looked like they knew them all very, very well. When I spoke to them, they didn't seem at all concerned. They'd pled innocent, and they were pretty convinced that they were not about to be punished.